Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Joel C, coming back with another makeup look for you guys. And it's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute since I've been up on here, but you know, she's been busy. So I've been really blessed. Over the past year, you all have been so supportive and so amazing. And I truly could not ask for better followers. Honestly, you guys have been just truly the most supportive force ever. Last year, I've been busy creating a lot of content for the TikTokies.
Take yourself too seriously to care about what you put on your back.
So I just left the good old DQ.
You know, just doing the things for TikTok. And it has been quite the journey. A lot of hours of just laboring away, trying to make content of just me being stupid and silly on the internet. And I'm so happy that you all have, just grown with me. So thank you all for coming along on this journey. And without further ado, let's get started with this look. All right, so if you are here from my TikTok, then you know that I am gonna be doing a weekly look. So this year, that's right, no matter what, I'm gonna be giving you a weekly look. So we're looking at 51 or 52 videos this year, if I'm calculating correctly. And on my Instagram, I take a poll and I ask you all, like, what do you wanna see? From my looks of 2020, which one do you want me to recreate for you all? And ironically, without a doubt, you all really went ham and chose the one that basically broke me on TikTok.
Is there alcohol in this?
Oh God, honey, no.
Which was what I call my Mean Girls look, which really was this like super pride-inspired look moment with some rhinestones, some people were calling it like a euphoria moment. I've never watched the show, so I couldn't tell you. But needless to say, we're gonna get into some things. Also, excuse the skin if I'm looking extra shiny, but I'll really get into my skincare before we get into makeup because that is the ultimate makeup. Let's just make that clear. So first thing I always do is my eyes. So the first thing I'm gonna go in with is my P. Louise base. You all know I love this stuff. This is my tried and true. I do some big, bold, colorful looks as we're about to literally do today. So I don't know, this is just my go-to. I love it. And it makes colors pop like no other. I'll be applying that with a Morphe 518 brush.
Out of all things in this world for you to try.
And you all, hopefully you're having a really good new year. I know that so far, at least in the US, it's been a little crazy. Or at least unsettling. So needless to say, there's also been some silver linings in there to be positive about. I hope everyone is safe. I hope everyone is well. And hope you had a good holiday season. And if you didn't, you know what? We're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that, sis. We're gonna work on that. I'm with you, we're gonna work on that. All right, so what we're gonna be using today for these looks, it's going to be the Zulu by Juvia's and also the Warrior 3 palette by Juvia's Place. This is what I used to originally create it. You can recreate this with any eyeshadow palette you have that would suit or fit any of the respective color shades that you're gonna see me dipping into today. So rest assured that if you don't have these, don't worry. If you have the same colors, you'll make it work. Make it work. So the first shade I'm gonna be dipping into in the Zulu palette by Juvia's is going to be this purple shade here. It's just a, regular matte purple shade, very vibrant. So if you can go as vibrant as you can, the better. And what we're doing is we're just gonna go ahead and fan this up. And I'm going in with this shade because it's my darkest shade. The brush I'm using for this is similar to a Morphe 518. It's something that's just meant to pick up a lot of pigment, very dense. We're gonna start to kind of do this V moment back in, and we're gonna slowly make sure that we blend always. You don't want to be sloppy about your blends with this look. So as you can see, what we've done is we've created some depth into this part of the eye. And don't worry about it being too perfect out here, because you can always taper that off by cutting that off with concealer. Anything you want to your liking. You can make any part of this work for you. All right, so now for that reddish kind of shade, I'm gonna go ahead and put red into the inner portion here of the eye. So right here at the beginning of the nose contour / brow bone that we're gonna go ahead and follow. To get that red, I'm gonna go ahead and mix some shades. It's basically kind of like the 3 red shades from the respective palettes. So in the Warrior 3 palette by Juvia's, you're gonna see this shade over here, as well as this shade, which is more of an orange. So I am gonna go in with this Kahina shade. The brush I'm using to apply this is the P. Louise number 120 from the P. Louise is Canceled line. I'm just gonna put that right in here. So now that we have that red laid up real good into that nose brow bone area, we're gonna go ahead into this orange matte shade in the Zulu palette by Juvia's, and I'm using a P. Louise number 118 brush, also from the P. Louise is Canceled collection. And what I'm gonna start to do here is I'm gonna start to marry this orange and this purple and this red together. Now that I have that orange in there, I'm gonna go back in and reinforce that purple into the crease and brow bone area. So now that we've gone ahead and retraced each of those colors again, just to make sure those blends are really good and seamless, I'm gonna go in with the next color. And the next color I'm gonna be using is this matte yellow shade here, also in the Zulu palette by Juvia's. To apply this yellow, I'm gonna go ahead and use a Morphe M441. And I'm gonna pack that onto the brow bone area. Alrighty, so by now you should have something a little bit like this, right? You have the purple that's kind of blended out into this like orange / yellow, and that should be getting fanned up. And then you have this red here, and that should kind of blend into that purple. And slowly we're kind of completing the rainbow, right? So Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. So all we have left now is the green and the blue. So I'm gonna go in with my P. Louise paint in Salty AF from her Crisp Finish collection. And I'm gonna go in with a number 7072 brush by P. Louise. And we're gonna go ahead and cut a crease now right into this lid. All right, so as you can see, we've gone ahead, we cut the other crease, and now it's time for that green element that we need. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop on this green shimmer, and this one's in the Zulu palette by Juvia's. And this green shimmer is perfect to put in the inner tear duct to just give it that pop that we need. There we go. So as you can see, it's so beautiful, that shade. And we literally have the red, we have the orange that's blended into the purple, we have the yellow, we have the blue, we have the green, literally red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. Love it. All right, so now that we have that green that's in our inner tear duct there, we're gonna go ahead and put a little pop of color into the waterline. So I'm gonna go in with another P. Louise paint, and this is in the shade Raver, which is like a hot pink shade. And I think that this would just really set the waterline off with this look. That's so pretty. That is so, so, so pretty. I love that. All right, so now that I have primed my skin, and I know that I look real crazy like an oil slick, but I do go in with a lot of moisturizer to make sure that my skin under all this powder is gonna be nice and quenched and doesn't get too dried out. We don't wanna age ourselves prematurely now. So for foundation, I'm gonna be using the new Revlon Photo Ready Candid Glow, and this is in the shade 510. And I'll be applying this with my Beauty Bakery Sophisticated Stippling foundation brush. I've been a recent fan of this foundation only because I find that it gives me a nice skin tight finish. It's buildable coverage, which is perfect because I don't really feel like I need to go in there with full coverage like all the time, even though I am a full glam ass queen, y'all. Y'all know I am. By the way, y'all like my mirror? Shout out to Kimchi, fabulous drag performer and makeup artist. All right, now that this base is on, I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Beauty Concealer. This is in the shade 330, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply this as almost like my first step in concealer. And now that I look like the scariest thing you've ever seen in your nightmares, I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out with a beauty sponge. Now that I've blended that out, I'm gonna go in with my Beauty Bakery Instabake 3-in-1 Concealer, and this is in the shade 010 Butterback Off, and I'm literally gonna put a dab right here to just blend that out using that same sponge. And by the way, sorry you guys, I live in a city, and right now you're probably hearing some truck backing up because I hear it from here, so you're probably hearing it in the background, so my apologies. Now I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. translucent powder, and I'm just gonna set all of this with a powder puff. All right, so now that we are all good and set in the face, I'm just gonna finish up the under eye. So to go ahead and complete the bottom portion of the waterline, I'm gonna go ahead with the shade Candice, or I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but nonetheless, it looks like it says Candice, or Candace. Or Candace. I'm probably saying this with a Spanish accent, who knows? I'm so sorry, and I probably should have just Google searched how to pronounce it before I even went into this. But I'm just gonna take that onto a Mama Mitchell blending brush. We're just gonna smoke out that bottom lash line. All right, you guys, so now it's time to pop on some lashes. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop on my Glamlight Fries lashes. I love these bad boys. All right, so now that I've done the under eye, I'm just gonna go ahead with my Morphe E8 brush, and I'm just gonna do some slight contouring in key areas of the face for me, like this here, underneath the cheekbones, going ahead and just kind of snatching the side of the face. Like so, like that. And now with my Physicians Formula bronzer in the shade Endless Summer, I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M177 brush. I'm really just gonna go ahead and buff this bronzer real lightly and gradually into the areas of my face that just need that warming up, because you know, setting can really take the life out of your face. All right, you also, now that we have gone ahead and bronzed and contoured the face and just given life back to my face, I'm gonna go ahead with the Made by Mitchell Blush in the shade Posy Rosy. So these are no joke. If you have not played with these, when you do, I warn you in advance. I personally like to take, once I put it on the bottom of a sponge, I will tap off the excess onto a second sponge, and then that's when I go in. And as you can see, I put that right over top of set foundation, and it literally does not disrupt it as long as you're careful. Again, I just take a little bit, it's like a dollop basically, put it on the bottom of a sponge, tap off the excess. And if any of you are wondering whether the sponge is dry or not, it is just a regular dry sponge, so these are not wet at all. All right, so after I put on that blush, you all, I went in with the P. Louise A Sprinkle of Passion Loose Pigment, and I applied it as a highlighter, and then I went ahead with Rihanna's Fenty Beauty Chills highlighter, and I kind of just, you know, very lightly dusted on top of that, and it just gave it this beautiful pink highlighter moment. It's so pretty, and I love it. Just look at that. Ah, so pretty. All right, so the last thing that we have left to do here is to go ahead and get the lips done. So I'm gonna go in with Morphe's Trendsetter Color Pencil, and I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips. All right, so now that I have the lips all lined up, I'm gonna go in with my Lime Crime liquid lipstick in the shade Virgo. And this is a very light peachy nude. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply that in the middle and blend it out, create a little ombre lip moment. And now to go ahead and set this lip off, we're gonna go ahead with the Extra Poppin' Wet Cherry Gloss by Lime Crime. Ugh, it just makes the lips look like glass. I love this lip gloss, it's amazing. It's one of my favorite lip glosses, if not my favorite lip gloss. I think my other favorite might be the Danessa Myricks Lip Glaze. That stuff, y'all, it's amazing. All right, so the very last thing that I need to do is put some rhinestones over this eye. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna take my lash glue and I'm just gonna put a couple dots. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it right on top. And I'm just using a wax pencil. You can find this in a fabric shop or in your local like nail supply. A lot of people also use wax sticks. Perfect for kind of picking something up and popping it on. We're gonna go ahead and replicate that right onto the other side. And just so you know, I'm basically putting these in a like bowling pin formation. I'm basically putting 3, 2, and then 1. All right, you all, so now to go ahead and lock this all into place, I'm gonna go in with the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. This has been such an obsession of mine. If you have not tried this stuff, it is absolutely amazing. It literally keeps your makeup in place all freaking day. All right, you all, so this here is the final look. So hopefully you all like it and love it. And if you did, make sure that you smash that like button below. And while you're at it, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell because you're never gonna wanna miss one of my uploads. And like I said, you're gonna get a weekly update from me, a weekly video, weekly upload, weekly whatever the hell you won't call it. But nonetheless, you can always stay tuned for fresh content on my channel. And if there's anything you wanna see, make sure that you either pop over to Twitter, leave a comment down below, pop over to my Instagram or TikTok and let me know. I'm always keeping my eyes peeled for suggestions and I'm always keeping my ears to the ground for you guys. So as I always say to you all, if you're having a bad week, I hope that you have a better weekend. And if you're having a bad weekend, I hope it's a better week. And if neither are good, I'm rooting for you. But with that said, I love you all. I will see you all next week. Take care. Bye.